Alright, so here we go. Fortunately, the fender style bridge, I had to buy the whole thing to get the saddles, but we can keep the bridge just in case we need it later. But good news is, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh, it just slides right in. That's what I want to say. As far as fitting these properly, I think they go like this, yeah, so that they straddle, because we don't have the right ones, because they went to crap, and I can't replace them because, well, nobody has any information as to who made them, how to get them, what have you. If anybody has an Aria Pro RSB series from the early 80s and it's garbage and you threw it away, or it's busted up and you want to get rid of it, I will gladly buy the bridge and saddle set up from you and replace mine with an original. But right now, I don't want to replace the bridge itself. The bridge, though it's chipping and really is in need of being re-chromed, right now my main concern is to get strings back on this before it starts coming out of shape. So we had gotten the saddle set up, and hooray, it works. Of course, the fun part is getting the screw in the first place. See, all I'm doing is pulling these out, and the goal, I don't know how well this is going to focus, is to keep them around the same height, because you want the saddle to rest even on the bridge. And as you see, screwing right in, saddle is attached. Yay! Yay! I'm also cooking dinner at the same time. I'm roasting some potatoes. I'm going to smash them and fry them up. Beautiful. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking care of this headache before, here you can look at this, taking care of this headache before I have to do it with the saddle all free. Just bringing the saddles all the way down to the point where I don't have to worry about the bridge and the saddle being too high. Normally I would do this with automatic tools, but this part, and I'll videotape the restringing and plugging her in and seeing how she plays, and seeing if I have to do any more work to her, because she's old and she hasn't been touched in a long time. So Look at my pajama glory. It's not a difficult process, it's just a pain in the ass. And if I could do it, if I had a third arm growing out of my side, that would be optimal, but obviously limits of human evolution, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody call Dr. Octopus. Okay, next. So as you see, we have the bridges. They're not perfect. The saddles here are obviously not perfect, but they're as close as I'm going to be able to get, as it stands right now. Could that change in the future? Maybe. I might look out. I might come across someone who's junking an Aria that has the has this model of bridge, in which case I will absolutely scoop it up so I can fix this girl all the way, the right way. But right now I'm just trying to get it to the point where she is serviceable. You know, she's playable. It's not optimal, but it's better than the way it would be if I didn't have bridges, saddles at all. As you can see, the saddles are starting to flange out a little bit as I bring them close together. That's gonna happen. Oh, listen, potatoes. It is going to be a challenge to get the intonation right with everything like this, but I am confident I can make that happen. Here we go. I'll drop this one down too. Interiors are always longer than exteriors because, you know, the idea is just like with an upright bass, your high and low string are lower than your center strings. You know, that curvature is kind of important to the tone. Alright, so we do have some looseness here, so that's good. It'll give it room to adjust as the strings go into the nut. And we're back. Strings! These strings are the Darios. They're 45s and 105s. They're really designed for a long scale bass, which means that they'll fit on this one because this is a pain in the ass model. The longer the scale means the longer the string, right? It's meant for a 24 instead of a 22. But with the way the headstock's orientated, and I had already had a problem with one set of strings that did not quite fit. Really did not fit the guitar anywhere past the E string because of the length of the head. Really? You are not to play with tools, young lady. No. I'm going to have to kick you off the table again. Oi. Come on, fatty. Alright. So, restringing. Obviously, If you own an instrument, you should know how to restring it. I come from a point in time when that was a big no-no. If you played your instrument, you brought it to the guitar shop and had them do it, because how dare you know how to do things. So I had to pretty much learn how to do all of this stuff on my own. And so here I am getting attacked by my cat because, you know, it's a string.
She does.
Alright, so if you come up, you can see this E string, once I get pressure on it, is going to line up about there. And to boot, the G string, the other one that we got to really worry about because, you know, they're on the sides. Let's get it unwrapped. And the G string, boom, boom, it's going to line up like so. You'll notice we have pretty consistent, good side, really? Yeah, okay. We have pretty consistent line up here. It's a little bit out from here. Same with this bad boy. It's a little bit out of the direct line. Oh no, it's okay. It's all right. It'll come down with pressure. Kitty, you're not helping. So
She is.
she's not. So that being said, we are going to clip some of the E string because it is a little on the long side. Alright, so as far as cutting the string, generally I like to leave about 2.5 to 3 inches in there. So once we're lined up, so that's about 2.5 to 3 inches ish, maybe a little longer, who cares, as long as it's not too short to wrap, we're good. And we cut. And that's it. And I have this nifty little hole here. You put the string in the hole, and you have to remember, when winding your strings, always go away from your nut. So when you're winding a string and you got a long head like this, everything should be wound in counterclockwise, which means that you're winding away from your guitar's body on your knobs, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Of course, if you have some sort of other issue where nothing's working right, you should probably seek professional help. Not that kind of professional. This is not Davey 504's therapy time, because I don't do that. You got problems, I feel for you. But suck it up, Buttercup. On the other hand, as far as this baby's concerned, I like to leave a little extra slack because, I've had bad experiences with cutting the line too short, and I just don't want to have those bad experiences, especially on camera, because my integrity will not allow me. Are you fucking kidding me? Looks like about ready. Oh, by the way, I'm still cooking dinner. Of course, this is too low, and that's a reality right there that we just have to deal with until I have all the strings on. This is going to be low. Obviously, if you take a look at the saddle, I have plenty of ways to go up. My one challenge with that is always going to be that because these aren't actually sitting perfect, because they're not the right saddles, but they are right enough for me to be able to restring it and deal with the intonation, I have to set the saddle in place and then work on slowly raising and lowering them to get the proper intonation. I probably won't even do on video because it's going to involve a lot of swearing on my part because of who I am as a person. Now this one, the string is already, it's probably like 4.5 inches. Sorry guys, I don't mean to blow up your spot. Don't show your girlfriend the video. But it's about 4.5 inches. So I'm just gonna tie it on like that. And the reason why I'm going with the top and the bottom first is because of the special case of this particular instrument not having the proper saddles. Again, if I did have proper saddles, I would just go right down the line, E, A, D, G, and all would be right with the world. But first things first, I need to get these first two on, get the pressure back onto the neck because, again, this guitar is ancient. Well, by my standards, because everything else I have is by and far much newer. It's a almost 40-year-old guitar, and it is prone to potentially warping to the point where I can't fix the neck anymore. And I do not want that to happen because the bridge situation is enough of a nightmare for me. I don't need any more headaches like that. And yes, I'm well aware that I probably need bifocals because I'm old. Alright, you. Stop. Okay, we're going to put this here. Alright, so, tuner. You had it last. On the
should be
guitar?
on the
Ukulele?
Pete Johnson.
Alright, so plug is in here. Here we are again. These are color coded, which makes it nice and easy to know which one's which. You don't have to tell by size, but this one is thinner than this one. This is the D string, it's black. This one's the A string, it's
red-ish.
I guess we'll call that red. The gold one was the E string, the green one was the G string.
Ooh, baby.
Reminds me of my G string. It's green too. But right now, the main thing is to get these guys in place. Now we're pretty much at the stage where we can start working on the intonation.
Right here.
And the fine tuning so that we can play nice harmonics and all that type of good stuff. And now, ta-da, that's done. Alright, John's gonna have to find the wood picks when Alright, so intonation. Of course I put this in here too, but this is easy to get. It would be, but you know, of course. No, that's just the plastic
okay.
because
Oh, I thought one of these were. I cannot see very well.
because of course I put it in backwards from the dumbass.
No.
Now I have to open the whole thing up and look. Do-do-do. There they are. Alright. So, let's get this back under here. First things first, without even seeing anything, my D string here hits, and so does my A string. So we're going to raise them. Alright, for tuning and intonation, you don't want it laying down like this because gravity is working against you having the right sound. So you want to have it set up like this. To check intonation, well, first of all, to check your height, to see how your curvature is, you press down here and you see where you are here. Am I a little higher than I normally would be? Yes, but this is a really old guitar by comparison to the rest of my guitars. So I don't really want to fuck with the truss rod any more than I already have. And I really don't need to drop the action. if anything, I got to bring the action up on the middle. That's going to be the first thing. Second thing is I'm going to check where I'm at here. Alright, I'm pretty close to dead on the A string. I'm a little flat on the D string on 12. I'm close to dead on the G, maybe a little flat. And I'm a little sharp on the E string. So, what that means, strings that you're sharp on need to be longer. Strings that you're flat on need to be shorter. Now, does anybody remember what I said? Because I probably don't. No, I need this first. So, I know that the E was flat, was sharp. So I need to make this one longer. So that means
I think it said that one was flat.
the E.
Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, you're right.
So I'm going to bring the E back. Alright. I brought the E back a little bit. Now, let's check it. Beautiful. We're intonated. We're where we need to be. And she plays. Success? Yeah, we'll call it a success. Now let's take it into the room with the little amp and see how she plays with some boost and some effect and what have you. And then, oh, well, that's going to be a different video.
Yeah, I know.
But see how she does. Plugged in, turned on, and what have you.
Look at that beautiful face. Airplane sounds, baby! Alright, so volume. Volume obviously works. Tone. You know what I like about these knobs? They go to 11. Thought I was shitting you, didn't I? Don't attack with the...
That's the face of a disgruntled cat that's very upset about
Yes,
the
he's
fact
like,
that
why?
he was woken up by airplane sounds.
He's like, no.
What did I do to deserve this? So, success. Aria Pro is working. Am I 100% pleased? No. But I'm 100% pleased within the realm of what we can do with what we have today. Again, if there's anybody out there that has Aria Pro hardware and they're looking to get rid of it, say something. I'm willing to take it. The hardware is almost impossible to find. It is absolutely impossible to find new. So if you have an Aria that is in disrepair and you're looking to get rid of it, if you're willing to discount, I'm willing to take it off your hands. So there's that. Ta-da!
Ta-da!